Well, good evening, folks. Welcome back to the farm. It is quite a nice evening out here, actually. It's a little bit overcast, a little bit cooler. Things are more on the reasonable side for temperature. More seasonable, let's just say that. But this morning, the last couple mornings have been very seasonable, let's just say that. We got frost here yesterday morning. It was, well, by the time I come out at 5, it was 2 degrees, but it was crispy on the tonneau cover on the back of the truck. And then this morning, it was like, do I wear a jacket to work? Do I not wear a jacket to work? It's still like kind of awkward. Like, I need a jacket in the mornings, but I'm gonna have to drape it over my arm to carry it out after work at the end of the day. So do I really want to do that? Or I just got to run to the truck and get the heater on and, grin and bear it for 10 minutes. So that's what I did. Just, the old nips pointing out and through the shirt for the first 15 minutes until the truck warms up, and then you're good to go for the rest of the day. But yeah, it's definitely getting seasonal for sure, and it's good because the other day it was 30 degrees here, and that was just getting to be, it's not supposed to be like that in September. But anyways, I was just checking the turkey food. They're still good. I'm gonna run over and check the chicken feeder. And then I'm going to see about crawling underneath that stock trailer. So I've been saying for a couple weeks now I'm going to get underneath there and get it rewired. I'm not going to get it rewired tonight, but we're not talking about wiring in devices, lights, things like that. It's going to get right from the trailer plug all the way to the back of the trailer, brand new wire, because you can't chase a dead short on a 43-year-old lighting system. Like, it could be anywhere. It could be anywhere inside a conduit somewhere. And I just, you know what? For the amount of time I have in a block of time to actually accomplish something, it's not a good use of my time to sit there and try and chase a ground or chase a short. And in the same amount of time, I could just run a whole new wire. Anyhow, as I come over here to the chicken house, this is what we worked on the other day. This little entranceway gate. It's one of many other 3/4 finished projects that I was pretty proud of that I got this far, even though it took me 7 years to get that far. This was the gate to Mordor, essentially. This is the last place the chickens could come through and make their way into my wife's flower beds and dig them all up, get a little free dust bath, and cause marital strife. And so we put up this thing here with some mesh and a nice little rustic, I don't know where she got that door. I think it was like a reuse or recycle store when she was down in Edmonton somewhere. Anyways, a little rustic door that we decided to hang on there. So pretty handy. But on the bottom section, she was going to put some, you can see the 2x6, right? She was going to kind of do some slats there. And that's what reminded me is the little air compressors out there. So for the last couple of days, well, actually 2 days ago, she said, well, what happened to the tools out of the back of the truck? And I said, I put them all away in the shop. And then she was like, but where's the air nailer? And I'm just like, dang it. You know what? I bet you that piece of equipment for sure is still in the back of my truck. So then she texts me today and she's like, hey, did you leave me the air nailer? I was just like, gosh darn it. No, I did not. It's still in the back of my truck. So I'm going to go pull it out here right now while I remember and put it right over there, right beside the air compressor. Put it in the back of the side-by-side, so at least have the elements, but so I don't forget it. So I don't have to be the anti-hero for too many days in a row. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do one better. I gotta work tomorrow. She's gotta work tomorrow. So this project isn't gonna get done today, tomorrow. Not gonna happen. So we're gonna do the unthinkable and put it away. There's a first time for everything. All right, so we're gonna crawl under the trailer here. We're not gonna go crawl too deep because I got my bingo pants on right now, but what I'm looking for, so you get this 7-pin wiring connector here, right? And then the cable goes back, and then there's gotta be a junction box somewhere under there. And then cable runs through conduit. So I know there's a conduit runs right up in here because there's a junction box right there. And then that will go to marker lights and things like that. And then the conduit must go down and then over. So that's what I'm looking for. So can I run a cable up to this junction box and then from there run to everywhere else I need to go? Because here's what I did. And I kind of cheating a little bit here, but if I were to rewire, if I were to run 6 whole wires all the way back, I say 6 wires because I'm probably not going to run backup lights, right? Just not going to need that 7th wire. Or I'm not going to run a full 12 volt power source, right? So because I don't have a battery in this trailer to charge, so I don't need that 6 wire. So now I could probably run them with 5, right? Anyways, here's what I was thinking, and I've done this before with some pretty good success. Is instead of running individual wires all the way through the channel, is just take a good brand new high quality extension cord and fish it through the conduit everywhere it's got to go, and then use butt connectors wherever you need to inside a junction box, seal it all back up, and Bob's your uncle. So to buy all that individual cable of individual colors and run it all through there was going to cost me about $150. Went to Canadian Tire, I bought a 50-foot extension cord. I got a 16-foot trailer, so I should be enough to go around this thing like 3 times essentially, and it cost me $60. So I think I'm ahead of the game. But I haven't done it yet, not on this trailer. So anyways, we're gonna crawl underneath here and see if we can find a junction box. So that's where the cable comes through, and it's got a little bit of a split there. Then it comes up and it runs into this conduit here and runs back, and then it comes up into here and goes straight up the side of the trailer wall. So by that math there, this little red junction box here, I pulled this cover off before the first time I washed it, and I was having issues with the lighting. That was before I knew I had a burnt fuse. But so everything comes up into here through that cable. That's actually really good news. That kind of helps simplify some stuff. So if that cable is still good and intact from there to the 7-pin connector, and I can make all my connections in here and send these wires wherever they need to go. All the way down, back to here. Some's got to go down to that rear tail light. Some's got to come up. There's a backup light. I'm probably not going to use that. Come up and over. There's a marker light through here. Another backup light, again, probably not going to use that. And then into some marker lights along the side there, and then down to the other tail light. Shouldn't be that complicated to do. It's just going to require a little bit of time and a little bit of discipline. Mostly time. I'm going to need a few hour window, I think, to essentially to methodically gut this thing and document it all and trace where everything goes. And then, as you can see, it's just a touch short in here. I'm having to just to scrouch down just a little bit. But anyway, I think it's doable. And at least I can't think of a reason why it wouldn't be doable anyways. There's enough room in all this conduit. I can do that. Because I got all new marker lights for the corners. I put in new tail lights. I still got one left to do, this upper one. I have a new rear tail light for here. We'll see what this looks like. I can't really think of a reason why I would need these, because I don't do a ton of backing up, especially not at nighttime. So I don't know if that's worth it or not. If any guys have stock trailers with these reverse lights, do you use them? Are they useful? Or are they a pain in the behind? I don't know. Or is it just another thing to not work? I'm probably not gonna hook them up. I'll just leave that in there just to kind of fill the space, I think. Because there's just no need. Anyways, maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm not. Anybody else ever rewire a trailer with an extension cord? Is that a terrible thing to do? Or is that like a super cheap, totally makes sense thing to do? I'm not sure. Anyways, as you can see, yard light's on already. It's kind of tricky. Like, it looks like it's still daylight outside, but I really only got about 15 minutes of daylight before it's pitch black. And then that's the time of year we're in, right? It's still nice out, but daylight becomes a huge limiting factor, as does space in the shop. Because when I go to do this, I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to have to pull everything out of the shop and just back this thing in and have some shop beers and pull some wire. But yeah, good weekend project, good winter project. Just got to make sure I don't need it before I have time to actually do it. Because what happens when I need it before I have time to do it is end up hodgepodging something together and doing it once, doing it twice, doing it 3 times over, and it's still not being the proper way to do it. So anyhow, on that note, I'm going to go for a cup of tea and call it night, because I got to get up at 4:30 in the morning. So I'll let you go for now. Hope you're having a fantastic evening. We'll see you tomorrow.